Hey, what's going on, everybody? John Haddock here from Think About Comics. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book I've had for a long time on the to read later shelf. We got Firepower, The Prelude by Robert Kirkman, and Chris Samnee with Matt Wilson and Russ Wooton. Let me just say this: Robert Kirkman, we already know, Invincible, Walking Dead, one of my personal favorite books, Thief of Thieves. And Chris Samnee, if you're not familiar with his art, the biggest thing that he did that I appreciated was his Daredevil run with Mark Waid. Fantastic art. It's got the, like that high, it's very bright colored. It's awesome detailed. It really fits the story that Mark Waid was telling for his run on Daredevil. But let me just talk about this real quick, give you a quick synopsis. Basically, you have this guy, Owen Johnson. He's an orphan in America. He's living in America. And he's got a photo of his parents and him as a kid, and that's his only lifeline to his parents. He's trying to find them, try to figure out his past, figure out who he is and where he fits into this world. So he ends up going back to China, and he is showing the photo around, and it turns out, his parents had linked to some kind of martial arts thing. So he ends up going to several different temples, and he ends up training with them and, trying to figure out where his parents are. And as he's trying to find them, he ends up learning all kinds of different martial arts techniques, moves, styles, and everything. And he finally comes to the last one. They tell him, hey, look, you got to go climb this mountain like Batman style and find this dude. He's training on this secret temple. That's where you'll find all your answers. And in the course of doing so, he himself has become this kung fu master in his own right. And that's where this story picks up. Is it starts off with him, climbing this mountain. What you see on the back is exactly what the first, kind of third of this book is. And the first third of the book, I kind of had a rough time reading it because there's no words. It's visual storytelling. You're getting, just, hey, he's climbing the mountain, he's going through it. A lot of beautiful splash pages of landscaping. And I've never been one to just, look at a comic and just flip through it. I really want that inner dialogue. It's great to see, hey, look, this is what he's doing. These are the actions. And the panels do a great job at telling the story. But me personally, I love that inner dialogue. I want to know what the character's thinking, what his motives are. How's he able to stay, alive in the cold? Because at this point, you don't know that he's been trained by all these people. It would have been nice to have that insight. But that's just me nitpicking. That's, I don't like when I don't have words. But I should be used to that because Kirkman his books are very, very fast reads. And this is a very fast read. I think this took me about maybe almost an hour, maybe a little over an hour to read the whole thing. It doesn't feel like a trade. It feels like one of those the books that DC has been doing, the Batman 80th anniversaries, the Action Comics 1000, we have those, the Bound Spine, all that stuff. That's what this book feels like. It doesn't feel like a trade. It's just one long issue, and it sets up the universe and where they're at. So once he's done climbing the mountain, just like Batman Begins, he's met with his new master, the new guy that he's going to be talking about, and he's like, I was told that you could teach me. He doesn't come out with the photo just yet. He's, hey, look, this is what I got to do. I was sent by so-and-so to meet you. And this master's, he's a little different. He's not, off in his own world. He's not the typical monk that we would see in, the kung fu movies. He's got J's on. He's got, headphones. He's up to date on everything. He's still a part of the world, even though he's in a secluded area. So once you have that, he tests him. He's like, well, you got to prove that you're here. And over the course, he realizes that, wait, this guy, he knows all these different moves. And it turns out he's the one that either invented them or was the one that taught them to these people because he was taught by the maker of that move or style. So, and right away we learn that both of these guys are no one to mess with. And this guy, Owen, really sets the tone of what kind of fighter he is. And the other students in the area take notice to this. And they're like, man, this guy's pretty good. Like, who is he? What's he all about? And over the course, he develops typically what you would see, as a new student, as a new guy in town. He realizes, hey, look, I meet my first rival. This guy's a little jealous. He's been there longer, and the master isn't taken to a liking as he has Owen. And as we go on, we realize that this isn't your typical school. They're training to do like some kind of melting fire punch thing. You don't really know what it is in the beginning until as it progresses. But you know, as he's taking the tour, you can see in the top panel, hey, that stone it's not destroyed. It's melted. And as the story goes, you figure out, hey, look, we protect the secrets that this master, he came up with this fire punch. You know, the firepower. You know, that's what the book's called, where he can project the air around him and the force around him to create fire and use that in combat. When I first heard it, I was like, well, okay, that's kind of cool. It's not too out there, I guess. It feels like something maybe Dragon Ball Z or Iron Fist. This book is heavily inspired by different martial arts comic books and those kung fu movies of back in the day. And of course, you know, he meets a girl. They kind of fall in love, but it's forbidden in this. So that's a little side story that starts to take shape. But, you know, remember, this is a very, very fast-paced book. It's gearing you up for the first issue, which I have yet to read. I'm definitely going to be hitting this up after I'm done with this review. So we go on. He's training, and the master starts to break it down to him that, like, hey, look, you know, I've been trying to learn this technique, but I can't even master it. You know, only a certain chosen one is able to harness this power and use it. And as it's going on, you know, okay, cool. He once again gets into a fight with his rival, and in doing so, he gets hit. The photo falls out. Turns out the photo of his parents. His parents were like the evil ninja clan, and they want to use this power to destroy the whole world. And there's like a secret power hidden in the basement that's guarded, and that's really why these people are here. They're trying to rediscover this lost technique and make sure this power doesn't fall into these evil ninjas. And over the course, you know, they get attacked, and at the very, very end by this evil ninja clan, and these guys are no one to mess with. They have their own like blimp, and they just look tough. I mean, this is the bad guy in this book. He shows up, and he's fighting the master, and he's going blow for blow with the master, and he ends up beating him. And in the process, you know, Owen sees the fight going down. And it turns out, hey, look, he's able to channel the firepower and use it to defeat all the bad ninjas. And the book ends with them all looking at Owen like, oh, snap, this is the guy. He's the one, so to speak. And to be continued in issue 1. I really enjoy this. Very fast-paced, very fun read. Could have used some little more dialogue for me in the beginning, but I really enjoyed this. I didn't want to put it down. I'm so glad I jumped on and I've been buying all these firepower books, because I'm going to sit down today and read all 1 through 6, because this is a really, really cool story. They set a lot of really good things up. If you're not checking this out, I definitely would. You know, it's Image Comics, so you know that first graphic novel is $10. And I don't think people have really been specking on this book. This isn't one that I hear a lot of guys talking about in the shop, and I think that's why I kind of was putting it on the shelf with a lot of the other stuff that I need to get caught up on. But Firepower, if you haven't been reading it, guys, it's definitely worth to give it a check out. They did a really cool job of releasing it. You got a trade out the gate for the Prelude. Then you got a free comic book day, issue 0. They reprinted that as issue 1, and I think we're up to issue 6 now. So it's kind of early. I think they're on. I think the second trade comes out later on this year. So you have the Prelude, and Volume 1 is out, which I think is the first 5 or 6 issues. I could be wrong, but I know later on they're going to be later. They have already solicited online for Volume 2 of the trades. Badass book, guys. I loved it. If you like that ninja stuff, check it out 100%. This is a book that can easily be opted for a TV show if you're into that sort of thing, collecting, trying to get speculation. But one of the better stories I've read from Robert Kirkman. I'm loving it. I can't wait. Please check it out, guys. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit me up in the comment section. I really want to hear what you guys think, because it's a different book. It was released differently. I want to hear your opinions. You know, hey, is this something that the comic book community would be interested in? If you would get, you know, a trade out the gate and then you go into the issues, or is it, hey, I want my floppies, and then if I really like those, I'll go and get the trade, or I'll just wait for the whole thing to come out and get it on a hardback. But hey, guys, as always, be safe. You know, keep reading comic books, and till next time.